If I were going to describe AIER's mission in 2020 in a phrase, I would say it's saving science from hysteria. I've learned so much this year. The power of truth, the power of speaking, the importance of ideas, the need to preserve civilization in the midst of political and social panic. It's not always been easy, you know? It's not always been easy, but I think we do the right thing. And I'm satisfied today to say that it has made a difference.
This week, 2 senior White House officials actually convened a call, and they held up something called the Great Barrington Declaration.
Earlier this month, several scientists authored a document called the Great Barrington Declaration. You should read it. It's sensible, it's smart, it's moderate.
From early January, all we could think to do was say what's true, which is that we need a functioning society to mitigate disease. And I think we knew that early on, but it was a struggle because there's a sense in which there's nothing we've really said over the last 9 months that's radical. You know, we're not saying anything that people didn't believe 5 years ago. It was just very normal kind of position. Society needs to function. The arrival of a new pathogen is a matter between the sick and those who mitigate disease, and it shouldn't be politicized. And that was our position from very early on.
2020 has shown that you can't plan for everything. From a programming side of things, not being able to host large events and not being able to travel to AIER from most states has been the biggest thing to overcome. The benefit to our program structure is that we have so many different demographics and so many different types of events that we were able to sneak a lot of things in. Our chapters around the world were able to quickly switch to a virtual format. We had to figure out what it is that we possibly could do and do it quickly and safely before the regulations changed again. That decision-making process was decentralized. It was on the fly. We were learning as we went. This has been an unprecedented experience for all nonprofits.
First and foremost, the continuing work at the Stonehouse, and I would have to say that sort of is the epitome of 2020, is the resurrection of the Stonehouse and also the apartments. It's opened up more housing. It's just given us the ability to have more guests on campus to support our programs. You know, since I've been here for almost 7 years, and what Ed has brought to AIER specifically is supporting facilities in terms of budget. It's amazing the amount of work that we've done here, having the ability to do these renovations with the support of Ed in opening up the budget. Certainly, we're aware of COVID-19. We have certainly put in place safety measures to protect individuals working here. But as far as COVID-19, we haven't seen a lot here in the Berkshires, and we're a pretty safe community. The grounds and the facility, I just see the future as just being this beautiful space to promote education and the economic dream that Colonel Howard had. And that includes just creating just a beautiful environment for people to come and visit. And that's part of Ed's vision too, is just opening up AIER and creating a nice facility.
You know, Edward Stringham, I can't say enough about the role he's played. Even from the early days of this pandemic, you know, he was trying to calm the staff down, and at some point he made everybody watch a lecture by a doctor in New York City to understand what the disease is, and he's been so prescient throughout and been a great champion of all of us who have taken enormous risks. And you know, as a worker president around here, you know, we need that. And we need that. We need to believe that we have protection from the top, and has always been there for us. During this whole pandemic, he's gone a little bit viral, right? He's on the BBC all the time, MSNBC. He never stops talking. He never stops smiling. He's been the light. He's been the light. And you know, I'm sure he's gone through dark times. We all have. what a man of discipline, and he rarely shows it, right? He always has a smile. I've not always smiled over these months, but he's always had a smile on his face. God bless him. And, it's funny being around Ed, people, well, let me just say, his rock-solid courage throughout, he's been indefatigable and absolutely uncompromising, but also in a very gentle way, and it's exactly what you want in a leader. And I think I can speak for the entire staff of AIER to say that his performance through the most trying times has been beautiful to watch. Anybody can get through easy times, but these hard times have tested Ed, and he's passed many times over, I would say, yeah. Our editorial strategy has not been difficult. It's just a matter of doing what we've done for 87 years, which is defend functioning markets and a free society. It's not complicated, and there was nothing about the arrival of a new pathogen that would have led us to believe that we should change directions, and acquiesce to what I would call a violation of human rights. I mean, it's fascinating to work here because the message that we speak is fairly plain. That society should function, human rights should be recognized, and freedom should be considered a fundamental principle of the world. And that's all we've really said. That's all we've really said for 87 years. And it's just funny that there are these episodic moments in history where that very simple and plain message becomes wildly controversial until society gets through its episodic upheavals and everybody says, "Oh, you were right." As they've said about AIER now for all these years, "You were right. Oh, you're right about that. You're right about that." And I have every confidence the same is going to be true this time.